Genesis 11:18. And Peleg lived 30 years and begat Reuel. Now this is life starting after Babel. So we see how God allows things to continue to be moved on. Next scripture will be Joel 1:13 through 15. Gird yourselves and lament, you priests, howl, you ministers of the altar. Now I think this could be talking about the false priests, those that served idols here. God kind of saying, you see how that false worship works for you. You see where that God is taking you. He ain't doing nothing because he ain't real. You cry about it. God's kind of being just here because their sin caught up to them. Come lie all night in the sackcloth, which symbolizes in mourning, and ministers of my God for meat and offer, for the meat offering, drink offering is withheld from the house of your God. So now it's going to definitely to the priests, mentioning of the priests here, the priesthood, which it mentions it because oftentimes the same priests that served God were the ones that went to the idols to serve. Which God's saying, now y'all ain't getting nothing, but you cry about it. God didn't want their cries. God didn't want nothing but them to be fully submitted to Him. The fact is, they turned from God because they didn't feel the ones that were. They turned because they wanted food rather than trust God to provide. He dropped bread from heaven. He could have fed these priests if people were in rebellion. Sanctify you a fast, which they're saying, God's saying you aren't getting food, you fast. Redevote yourself to me. Call a solemn assembly, which is talking about a group, majority. Gather the elders and all the inhabitants of the land. So this is everybody going to fast to sanctify themselves, get themselves back and prepared for the Lord. And into the house of the Lord your God and cry unto the Lord. He's saying, you really want to show me you're repentant? Fast. Sanctify yourself. Set yourself apart from food for a little bit and show your commitment to you. You're begging for food. Stop seeking it and stop eating and be devoted once again to me. Alas, for the day of the day of the Lord is at hand, and destruction from the Almighty shall come. Prior to them taking away to captivity, it was brutal. War. They were starving. Ungodly things were happening because of it. Then they were taken away. So this judgment here refers to that. But we also can look to it a future and saying that times are going to be hard before God comes and Christ returns. We need to have Him, draw our strength in Him, be ready.